Hey everybody, so I had some requests on seeing the brace that I put up to really stop some of the shaking of this Titan Fitness heavy bag in-ground mount or in-floor mount. It's mounted by, people have wanted to know this too, but it's mounted by 4 Tapcon screws. They're rated at like 2,500 pounds a piece. I want to say they're 4-inch screws. Had to buy a concrete drill and drill out those 4 holes, and then the Tapcon screws went in. That worked really, really well. But even with those in, with this 200-pound heavy bag or 180-pound heavy bag, tidal bag, with the spring, and that's my setup, it still shook. Not a lot, but enough to worry that, I don't know the concrete slab well enough. Is that concrete slab strong enough over time to hold that? With kids at home, I'm certainly worried about it falling. But I will tell you, the mount itself, this Titan Fitness mount, it's nice in that the swivel at the top there has a built-in swivel. I had another swivel on here until I realized that swivel is really just fine. You see some tape on there. I use some tape just to prevent the metal on metal friction, which causes failure. That works pretty good. There are other ideas out there. I think there's ropes that you can use. There's a company out there that makes them specifically for heavy bags, in fact, to prevent metal on metal contact. So something to think about if you're going to be hanging one of these. Think about how you can eliminate any metal on metal contact, because if you ruin these buckles here on the heavy bag, you're done. So you have to get a new heavy bag unless you can figure out how to unsew those and put new ones in. I guess you could do that, but everybody's wanting to know about the bracket, the brace that I built. This has been drilled into the studs. I'm in my basement, so this has worked pretty well. There is absolutely no shake whatsoever. It's solid. Doesn't move one bit. I just custom made that. It wasn't difficult. I identified located the studs, drew those out, bought this piece of lumber here, and drilled it in. And again, used some long lag screws to build that in there. Then I bought a couple brackets there, measured them out, some additional wood. The great thing about this post is I was able to, it already had these holes here, because if you want to drop this Titan Fitness pole is adjustable. And so you can drop, I have one more, if I undid these screws right here, I could drop it down one more level. But clearly I have 9-foot ceilings in this room, so I could have it up there without any problems. But the great thing about that is it left those holes open so that I could brace it in. And so I bought some pretty long lag screws, as you can see here. They're, this is about a 3-inch post, right? And you got about an inch and a half piece of wood there on both sides. And I just led those lag bolts through and bolted it all together, and yeah, man, it doesn't move at all. But that's the setup. I was gonna paint it black, and I probably will eventually, just haven't had time to do it. I had to tape all that off to do that, but I probably will eventually. But in terms of the setup, that's it. It stays extremely solid, but like any heavy bag, it's still loud. But certainly the bracket and the post are firmly planted. They're not going anywhere. But when you're going through a good workout on the heavy bag, it's loud. But I'll swap, just kind of give you an idea of what I've got going on in my gym. People ask about that too. But we got the heavy bag in here. We got the Peloton, of course, and then my setup over here with all my dumbbells and mirror and TV. Got a couple benches, but bag-wise, I've got the teardrop ringside bag, which I love as well. And I actually have a double end bag coming because you can easily use that top post or that top mount for a double end bag. And I bought one of the sand bags to mount the double end bag to at the bottom. So that's supposed to come today. So looking forward to having a double end bag, but yeah, my gym's kind of a mess right now. So forgive me for that. Anyhow, that's it. I know some people wanted a follow-up. That's how I mounted it up. If you have questions, just hit me up in the comments. Later.